So this one is quite funny because it's actually a duplicate to Samuel 6:14, David danced before the Lord with all his might, which I shared an image for the other day. I'd obviously written it on my notepad, the intention to do a picture in relation to the reference, and hadn't crossed it off. But it also intrigues me that perhaps that's not just an accident. I could pretend that my forgetfulness was on purpose. So maybe there was something else the other picture didn't show, which is possibly the idea of dancing, which is from Korah, which is whirling or spinning, which I've also talked about before in relation to the phrase patiently waiting, which is from something like cool, which can mean spinning, whirling, but also writhing, as in pain in childbirth. So I think perhaps David dancing with all his might has something here to do with trance. Anyhow, it's kind of like one image and then something to the right, but it's all a bit odd. So at the bottom there is a figure, you can kind of see the shape of a head and then an animal shape, I think, beneath, possibly in the desert because of the colour. I can see kind of a face here towards the bottom, outlined in green, and then some sort of headdress in, is that red, brown? Top right, I can see some kind of like stag head outlined in the browny colours between the yellow light. So maybe you get to see something when you're in this trance. Here at the top of that image, there is this sense of swirling around, and this is sort of yellow, so it's light. And there is kind of a figure there. Actually looks like he's got a lasso, is that what it's called? Trying to catch something. Beneath which, I can also see another face here, but it also looks a bit like the shape of an ice cream cone, but it's making me think that the whirling bit is this bit coming down into the head/reality, but also into the desert. And I'm not quite sure what that is underneath, but I do like the difference between, I wouldn't normally have chosen that green and yellow, but that's the whole picture again. Hopefully I didn't do it a third time. Thanks for listening.